Oh man. So what has my coach been up to? He was talking about the bullies, the blades, the barbs, and the business. Is that right? The 4 B's. Is that right? The 4 B's, and upon which one of them is he an expert? Upon which one? Is he an expert on the bullies? An expert on the blades? The switch blades, the box blades, the pocket knives? Is he an expert on that? Is he an expert on the barbs? Is that right? He's an expert on the barbs and trading barbs with the haters. Is that right? Getting down dirty in there with the haters, being the master hater that he is. Is that right? And then business. Was he talking about some business? Really? Okay, I know that supposedly he has multiple businesses. Supposedly he is a businessman. He has some mysterious businesses that he's not sharing with us. He shares everything else with us, but for one reason or another, he does not share his businesses with us. Okay, that's interesting enough. But where did he start? Where did he start? What did I miss as far as where he started? Oh, we started with bullying. Is that right? Okay, so he had the boys transport the turkey into the chicken coop slash duck hutch. They transferred the lone turkey into that area. Is that right? And the ducks trying to defend their area and seeing what they thought was a predator, a foreign being in their area, they naturally attacked it. They naturally attacked the turkey. Is that right? And of course, my coach would not have known that in advance. There's no way. With him being a farmer, he's been a farmer for the past 4 or 5 years, supposedly, right? 10 years? They've been farming for 10 years. Oh, yeah? Okay. All right. We just haven't seen it. Okay. Well, with him being a supposed farmer, he would know that if they put that lone turkey in there with those ducks, that they would defend their turf. Is that right? It's animal instinct, really. Okay. So he put that turkey in there and he wanted the boys to watch and he wanted to see if the ducks were going to attack the turkey a little bit or a lot. And he said, okay, it would be educational for these boys during their vocational training. It will be educational for them to see a turkey get attacked by a mob or by a gang of ducks. Okay, let me introduce those boys to my world. Okay, we all know that I used to run with the gangs. And so necessarily, we used to attack some folks. We used to outnumber some folks. We used to gang up on them. And we used to attack them. And so it makes sense that my coach and y'all's pastor would be excited about the ducks attacking the turkey. Okay? But he said, well, we just want to see them attack them just a little bit, boys. Okay? And if they attack them a lot, then I want you guys to go in there and rescue that turkey. I'm like, okay, coach. Does that come from your past with the gangs? Or does that come from your recent past in prison? Your prison yard, your recent prison yard history? What does that come from? That you want to see the ducks gang up on the turkey? Okay, in the prison yard, is that right? You want to see the end result. And then you're going to send in the boys to rescue the turkey. Lesson learned for the boys. Lesson learned. Okay, lesson learned, I guess. All right, what else did he talk about? What else did I miss? Okay, he gave a better explanation. It wasn't better. He gave more explanation about the blades and how the boys have to earn their blades. Is that right? And now he said that Tim Jr. actually had a pocket knife because, at least for the moment, at least temporarily, he was the leader of the boys. And I guess my coach, Tim, he gave up that responsibility. He gave up that throne to Tim Jr. and said, no, you're the leader of the boys. Forget about me being the father, the one that should be the true leader of the boys. But he said that supposedly Junior had earned the pocket knife because he was the leader and he needed to be able to defend. I guess he needed to be able to defend his turf. I was like, okay, all right. If it makes sense to you, coach, because it makes no sense to the rest of us. Okay, even you heavy Tim followers, I dare you guys to make sense of this whole blade and pocket knife thing. I dare you, okay? But he had the boys demonstrate their proficiency in flicking out their knives and flicking out and activating their knives. Is that right? Like switchblades in the hood, like switchblades on the corner. Is that right? Those boys need to flick out that blade quickly. If they're going to cut the string off of those hay bales, they got to be able to flick it out quickly, be able to defend themselves against those hay bales. Is that right? Flick it out quickly in order to be able to cut some twigs and whatnot around that farm. Is that right? Flick it out quickly. Just bring it out in one motion and flick it out. And you're like, okay, go ahead, Noah, show me how quick. And Noah, I got it, Dad. I know how to flip out this switchblade, Dad, just like you taught me, Dad. I know how to defend myself against these weeds. Okay, all right. Anything else? Any other foolishness involved here, other than the fact that he calls box blades, he calls those pocket knives. Other than the fact that he says a man ain't got no business not having a pocket knife. All right. Well, first of all, a man ain't got no business having a box blade. Okay. Not the stereotype, but from my neck of the woods, usually it's the females that actually have the box blades. Usually it's the females. All right. The males have other things. All right. And so you talk about they don't have any business not having a pocket knife. Those are actually box blades. Much more dangerous than pocket knives, Coach. Much more dangerous. Okay. But I guess we can look forward to the day that little Noah, he finally earns his box blade. And he starts cutting up stuff, including himself and his brothers. I guess we can look forward to that. But good gracious. Good freaking gracious. As far as those box blades go. Okay, Coach? But I guess you're getting those boys ready to defend themselves, getting them trained up in defending their territory, weaponizing those boys, getting them programmed in the art of violence, okay? Violent resistance, being proactive, being ready for whatever goes down on that farm. Those boys, flick it out and be ready. Flick it out and be ready, huh? Oh, my goodness. But what else? What else did he talk about? Barbs. He talked about the barbs. Is that right? And the barbs have to do with Grandma Lily working off her keep, on that contract, that lifetime contract, that lifetime lease that she signed out there at the Woodlands property. She's working that off by attaching some additional fencing, some additional barbed fencing onto the duck hutch or the chicken coop, what have you. And so she's doing that manual labor. She's down on her knees. His 70-year-old mama down on her knees, straining her back, crippling her knees. Yes, crippling her knees in order to put down some additional fencing on the bottom of the chicken hutch so that the predators can't so easily dig their way into the duck area. Okay. She's down on her hands and knees. I guess you supposedly you offered her a few dollars, to strain herself. Of course, we know that that's just part of her lease agreement. That's just part of her contract. We know that she's an employee over at the Resurrection Ranch, but she's also an employee right there at IAG. But we understand that she was working on that barbed fencing. I guess you share with us the fact that Grandma Lily also put down the wood chips in that duck cage or that duck pen. She also put down the wood chips. Okay, once again, working off her rent. All right. Okay, and I guess you offered her a task of doing the gutters. I'm not sure if you're talking about her cleaning the gutters or taking down the gutters. I'm not sure which one. I'm going to guess that you're asking her to take down the gutters, but who knows? And she was talking about lugging around that ladder and what have you. And I'm like, okay, Coach, 70-year-old mama, Coach. All right, we do understand that she is employee number one, Coach. All right, we do understand that you need to document Grandma Lily performing certain work in order to justify her salary for the IRS. We do understand, Coach, but good gracious, Coach. All right, so that's how they dealt with the issue of the barb fencing. What else did he talk about? Oh, business. Is that right? He gave a little business lecture. What was it? Business 101. Is that right? Coming from my coach. Okay, with his dustiness. Yes? This is how you conduct a business from a dustiness standpoint. Is that right? Was it business 101 or was it hustling 101? Was it conniving 101? What was it? Business. Now, how can a person that has never taken, never had any formalized education beyond his GED, how can he instruct anyone in the intricacies of actually running a business? All right. Especially considering the fact that he has many failed business attempts. Some people say all of them failed, except for the YouTube. Well, some people say that he has all of his business attempts have failed up to this point. And so how in the world can he coach folks on supposedly the skill of businesses and supposedly business 101? How can he coach anybody? How can he advise anyone as far as that goes? He talked about when you're a business owner, you trade money for time. And he talked about, well, when you're an employee, you trade time for money. And I'm like, okay, coach, clearly you did not make it past the first couple of pages in whatever business book you read. Okay. You did not make it past the first couple of minutes in whatever business video you watched on the YouTube. Okay, coach, because your employer is not actually trading your time for his money. He's actually trading your effort for his money. Yes. Okay. It just so happens that it consumes a certain amount of time. Okay. Now, if you show up to work and you're not actually performing any duties, you're not going to get paid. I don't care if you stay there for 6 hours, 8 hours. I don't care if you do overtime and you're just sitting there and you're not actually completing any tasks. You're not actually performing any type of labor. You're not actually putting forth any type of energy. And it could be mental energy as well. But you're not putting forth any type of energy and you think you're still going to get paid. All right. Good luck with that one. Good luck with that one. All right. So they're definitely not trading money for your time. And then, oh, by the way, you as an employee, you're not trading just your time. You're not trading just your time for money. OK, the same concept applies. All right. Certainly, they look forward to you putting forth a certain amount of effort, putting forth some type of brain power, some type of ingenuity, some type of craftsmanship. So it's much bigger than just time, coach. All right, coach. Coach, go back to your business book. At least try to make it through the first chapter, coach, and then come back and try to advise the rest of us farmers, because those are the only people. Those are the only people that should take these words of advice to heart. Those are the only people that should take this supposed business 101 lecture at face value. Okay, all right, or at anything more than face value. Okay, but has he been up to anything else? Anything else? Nothing really. Okay, all right. Okay, so before I get to my reaction to the recent P2P nodcast, before I get to my reaction to that video, first I have to recognize you guys that have been active in the comments. Of course, I have to recognize you guys for keeping that commentary flowing. I recognize you guys. I appreciate you guys for keeping that dialogue going both ways. Especially I have to recognize you heavy, and I mean heavy, you heavy Tim followers. Of course, I have to recognize you guys. I hear what you guys have been saying in the comments. No, actually, you guys have been quiet. Okay, you woeful Tim worshipers, where are you? You guys have been quiet. Okay, you steady Tim supporters, where are you? You've been quiet. You ready Tim writers, where are you guys have been so quiet? I haven't heard anything. You goofy Tim Goonies, where are you? You foolish Tim faithful, where are you guys? I missed you guys in the comments. Get back up in the comments, all right? But in the meantime, I'm going to be wilding. I'm sorry, you guys will be wilding. I'm going to be digressing. Welcome back to the end game. All right, where today I'm going to give my reaction to the recent P2P nodcast. I'm going to give my reaction to that nodcast here. Tim starts off with a very good point. I got to give my coach credit. Whenever I can, I try to give him credit. He starts out with a very good point when he says that your past does not have to determine your future. Okay. Now your present absolutely can determine your future. Okay. What you do now. All right. But he says your past does not have to determine your future. Good point made, coach. Only thing is it's hard to focus on the lesson. It's hard to focus on the motivation, coach. Okay, with you supposedly being a motivational speaker, it's hard to focus, coach. Okay, when we're looking at you being unkept out there in that sweaty old t-shirt, we're looking at you under that raggedy old shed shack. Okay, that water-stained, unprotected shed shack, just open to the elements. We see piles of trash heaped up, piles of trash mounded up around the property. We just see trash all over the place, coach. It's hard. It's just hard to feel motivated. Motivated to do what, coach? Okay. To do other than like you, coach. Okay, because I'm not sure who those folks are that would aspire to collect trash. Who are those folks that would aspire to hoard? Okay, hoard material assets. Okay, but you're in there giving this motivational speech underneath the shed shack, which is still incomplete. Still looks like a mess. Okay, but at least you start out with a good point as far as your future and how it relates to your past, Coach. But okay, we're listening.
P2P Motivation, here we go. I want to have a quick conversation with you all. And I want the topic of this conversation to be that your past does not have to determine your future. That's right. Your past does not have to determine your future.
Tim talks about how you may have made some bad decisions along the way. You may have made some bad decisions a day ago. You may have made some poor decisions 5 minutes ago. You made some poor decisions. And I'm like, okay, Coach, all right. Okay, you're on track with this, Coach, with this message. And then, of course, he tosses out, well, you may have made some bad decisions when you're older. Like, what do you mean, Coach? How are you going to make bad decisions when you're older? Doesn't that go off into the future? When you're older, isn't that into the future, Coach? So what are we talking about, Coach? We know that you got all of these details. You got all of your talking points from the motivational videos that you watch on a regular basis. The motivational videos that you watch more than you actually read the scripture. Okay, we do understand that you spend more time between your own posting and editing. You spend more time with others' motivational videos, more time with that than you spend with the word. We do understand that, Coach. But clearly you mixed up the message here. Clearly you did, Coach, because it's about making bad decisions in the past. It could be recent past. It could be distant past, Coach. Okay, but no one's going to relate. No one's going to even recognize bad decisions that they make in the future when they're older, Coach. Come on, Coach. Stop making this stuff up, Coach. All right. If you're going to plagiarize other people's material, other people's inspirational speeches, other people's motivational talks, Coach, make sure you get it right. Okay, Coach? Please get it right.
Do not have to affect the things that happen in the future. Tomorrow can be greater. Tomorrow you can be a whole new person. The next 1 minute, the next 5 minutes, you can become a better person. You can do greater things than you did 5 minutes ago. And this principle, this understanding that your past does not determine your future, that your past failings, the things that you failed at in the past, the things that you didn't prosper in the past, the things that you didn't win in the past, the ways that you didn't follow the Lord, the times that you were afraid, the times that you were struggling yesterday don't have to affect today or tomorrow. And I think this thought right here.
He goes on, he talks about how limitations, there might be some limitations, but there's always loopholes. And I'm like, okay, that coming from an ex-convict, I'm not so sure about that message, okay? Rather than earning an honest day's labor, an honest day's pay, I should say, you found a loophole. You said, well, I can just rob folks. I can just rob people. I can just stick them up. That's a loophole. Rather than me getting a real job, getting a 9-to-5 job and earning my own money, I'm going to take it from other folks. Okay, that's the loophole that I found. So now coming from an ex-convict, that's not a good message, Coach. All right, finding a loophole. All right, rather than abide by the law, I'm going to go around the law. All right, under the cloak of darkness or behind a mask or a scarf or what have you, whatever type of disguise I might don in order to hide my identity while I slip through that loophole in the law. Okay, and just hope that I don't get caught. Okay, but not such a good message talking about loopholes, Coach. How about abiding by the law? Okay, how about putting your time and your effort into something and then reaping the rewards? Yes. Okay. Certainly the Bible lays out limitations. Okay. There are somewhere around 10 commandments. I think there's about 10 commandments. All right. And I'm like, okay, Coach, well, if you don't abide by those commandments, if you see a loophole, if you get that glimmer in your eye and you see a loophole, okay, it says thou shalt not steal. And you're like, well, it didn't say that I couldn't rob people. It just said that I could not steal. Okay. And so you find a loophole. Okay. It's not going to work out so well for you, right, Coach? All right. So be careful with talking about these loopholes. All right, coach. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
You may have made some mistakes in life. You may have made some bad decisions when you were younger, when you were older. You may have made bad decisions yesterday. You may have made a bad decision 5 minutes ago, but the truth is still the same. Your past, or the things that happened in the past.
All right. Later in the video, Tim talks about how the current president is an convicted felon. He's a convicted felon, just like me. Ha! I'm like, okay, all right. The other day we saw you trying to attach yourself to the Sanders family and the Sanders kid that plays the football. We saw you trying to attach yourself to them. Now you're attaching yourself to the president. Is that right? Okay, and finally attaching yourself. Okay, but you're attaching yourself to this president. You claim that you have no loyalty or you don't promote politicians. We do remember how you blurred out that portrait of Obama at Grandma Lily's house. We do understand that. We do understand the speech that you gave surrounding it. But how is it that you're glowing when you're talking about the current president? You're like, okay, he's my idol. He's my idol. Okay, he found the ultimate loophole.
It really encourages me, and whether you like this person or not, but the highest elected official in the United States is a convicted felon. That's right. It's like, now, if it's like a convicted felon can't even vote, but the highest elected official in the United States is a convicted felon. So I'm gonna say it again. Your past, or the things, the mistakes that you have made in the past, do not have to determine your future. I just want to give everyone hope and give everyone this confidence that you can come out of whatever you're in, because I'm a living testimony of this. Because y'all know my story. I filled out one job application because I'm a convicted felon as well, and I filled out one job application and I got denied on that one job application. So what did I do? Did I cry about it? Did I say I can't do this? The system is set up for me to fail? No. I went out and started my own businesses. I went out and became an entrepreneur. I went out and became my own boss. If some other boss didn't want to hire me, I said, okay, well, I guess I'll just be a boss. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's funny because a convicted felon can't vote. But who cares? A convicted felon is the president of the United States. A convicted felon is the person that you have to vote for.
He's a convicted felon, but yet he's the president. And I'm like, okay, all right, okay. Coach, you try to travel a path even similar to the one that he traveled and see where you wind up at. See where you wind up at, okay? All right, and so just bear in mind that your president of choice, he has definitely the financial resources that the average person does not have, okay? And so when he does avert certain limitations, okay, if he does seek out certain loopholes, it's because he has the finances to support it, okay? He can hire the attorneys or the lawyers or what have you in order to avert the consequences that come with trying to slip through the loopholes. All right. And then certainly he has a certain amount of influence. And so as such, he was able to successfully attain or reattain the position of the president of the United States. Okay. But coach, good luck attaching yourself to him. Okay. If he happens to look at one of your videos. Just like those bad boy executives may happen to look at your video. Just like the Sanders family may just happen to look at one of your videos. Okay, then I'm sure they'll be delighted in your endorsement. They'll be delighted in your endorsement, coach.
So it's like, it's just so amazing because those loopholes are there though. And I think that's a good point to make, that if we just look at the limitation, we won't see the loophole. You don't just focus on the limitation, but also look for the loophole, because with every limitation, there's also a loophole. And our president that we have now is a living witness of that. Like I said, whether you like this person or not, it's like, this is not about the person. This is about like the principle or the moral of the thing, because the moral of the thing. The moral of the thing.
That's it though. I can't take anymore. I got to cut this one short. That's it for my reaction to that recent P2P Nodcast, where my coach talks about not respecting the limits, not respecting limits. Oh my goodness. And actually trying to search for loopholes. But please like, comment, and subscribe. Chop it up in the comments. Burner, Tim, and the new heavies. I expect to see you guys in the comments as usual. I want to shoot out some love to my current subscribers. Thank you for showing me that ultimate love. I do appreciate it. For those viewers that have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing so that we can continue to shine that light. Until next time.